Have you ever wondered about the early life of the first American president, George Washington? Picture a chilly day on February 22, 1732, in the rural landscape of Westmoreland County, Virginia. This is where our story begins with the birth of a young boy destined for greatness, named George Washington. Born to Augustine and Mary Ball Washington, George was raised amidst the rustic beauty of a family plantation, a world apart from the bustling cities of today. His days were filled with lessons from tutors and exploration of the vast plantation grounds, nurturing his curiosity about the world. An early education sparked a keen interest in military arts and the possibilities of Western expansion. These interests were not just youthful fantasies but early indications of the leader he was destined to become. George's formative years were steeped in these experiences, subtly shaping the contours of his character and worldview. These formative years shaped Washington, preparing him for the extraordinary path that lay ahead. As a young man, George Washington ventured into the wilderness, but do you know why? Well, the story is quite fascinating. At the tender age of 17, Washington's life took an exciting turn. He was appointed the official surveyor of Culpeper County, Virginia. This position, often overlooked in history, was crucial in shaping the young Washington. He was tasked with mapping out the land, a role that required precision, attention to detail, and a deep understanding of the land and its features. This experience not only honed his skills in land management, but also gave him a profound appreciation for the American landscape that would later become a significant part of his presidency. 4 years later, at the ripe age of 21, Washington's journey into the wilderness took an even more dramatic turn. He was appointed to his first military role in the Virginia militia. This was no ordinary time to serve, as the region was embroiled in what we now know as the French and Indian War. Washington found himself in the heart of the conflict, grappling with the harsh realities of war and the complexities of leadership and diplomacy. During the conflict, Washington served as an aide-de-camp to British General Edward Braddock. He witnessed firsthand the brutalities of war and the intricacies of military strategy. He learned the art of leadership under fire, the importance of strategic planning, and the necessity of quick decision-making. These experiences in the wilderness were not just about survival. They were about understanding the land, understanding power, and understanding leadership. They were about a young man coming to terms with his potential and the role he might play in the shaping of a new nation. These were the formative years that shaped Washington, the soldier, the leader, and ultimately, the president. They were years spent in the wilderness, but they were not wasted. They were the crucible in which a leader was forged. These experiences in the wilderness honed Washington's leadership skills, setting him on the course to greatness. And greatness, as we know, was indeed his destiny. When did George Washington become a revolutionary leader, you might ask? Well, the seeds of revolutionary leadership were sowed for Washington in the crucible of the American Revolution. In the year 1775, the Second Continental Congress made a pivotal decision. They appointed George Washington as the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army. This was not a position of mere ceremony. Washington was entrusted with the colossal task of leading a ragtag army of farmers and tradesmen against one of the world's most formidable military powers. Washington, however, was not deterred by the odds. He embraced the challenge with a spirit of determination and resilience. His leadership style was not about barking orders from a safe distance. Instead, Washington was often seen leading his troops from the front, sharing the hardships of the brutal winters and the dangers of the battlefield. His strategic decisions played a crucial role in turning the tide of the war. The audacious surprise attack on the British forces in Trenton on Christmas night in 1776, for instance, was a stroke of military genius that breathed new life into the flagging morale of the American troops. Yet Washington's role in the American Revolution was not just about military strategy. He was also a beacon of hope and determination. His unwavering commitment to the cause of independence, his refusal to accept defeat, and his ability to inspire his troops and rally them to fight against all odds played a pivotal role in winning American independence. But Washington's revolutionary leadership did not end with the war. He also played a significant role in shaping the new nation. He presided over the Constitutional Convention in 1787, helping to draft the Constitution that still governs America today. Washington's leadership during the Revolution cemented his status as a national hero. He was not just a military leader, but a revolutionary leader in the truest sense, one who not only fought for independence, but also helped to build a nation from the ashes of war. From war hero to the first American president, how did that transition happen for George Washington? Well, after leading the colonies to victory in the Revolutionary War, Washington was unanimously elected as the first president of the United States in 1789. The nation was young, its political institutions untried, and Washington had the immense task of setting the precedents for this new seat of power. His first significant act was to establish the federal judiciary, a system of courts that would interpret and apply the law. This was not an easy task. The Constitution outlined the judicial branch in broad strokes, leaving it to Congress and the president to fill in the details. Washington took the lead, signing the Judiciary Act of 1789, which established the structure and jurisdiction of the federal court system and created the position of Attorney General. Washington also tackled the nation's finances, supporting Treasury Secretary Alexander Hamilton's plans to build a strong central government by assuming state debts and creating a national bank. This decision was met with controversy, but ultimately helped stabilize the economy and strengthen the federal government's control over it. Perhaps one of Washington's most enduring legacies was his commitment to a peaceful transfer of power. He chose not to seek a third term, establishing a tradition of a two-term limit for American presidents that would last until the mid-20th century. His decision was a statement of democratic values, asserting that no leader should hold power indefinitely. As he left office, he penned a farewell address to the American people, warning against long-term alliances with foreign nations and the dangers of political parties. His words continue to resonate today, serving as a reminder of the principles upon which the United States was built. So, Washington's presidency, filled with precedent-setting decisions, laid the foundation for the United States as we know it today. From the federal judiciary to a peaceful transfer of power, his leadership shaped the office of the presidency and the nation itself. His legacy continues to influence American politics and governance long after he left office. Washington's presidency laid the foundation for the United States as we know it today. What makes George Washington's legacy so enduring? Picture this: a newly formed nation, a fresh democracy, a first president. George Washington, having served 2 terms, made an unprecedented move. He voluntarily stepped down from power. In doing so, he set a precedent that has shaped the American presidency as we know it today. This voluntary relinquishment of power, unheard of in a world dominated by monarchies, is a testament to Washington's commitment to democratic values. But Washington's legacy doesn't stop there. His farewell address, packed with wisdom and foresight, remains a beacon of guidance for the nation. He warned about the dangers of partisan division and foreign interference, issues that resonate deeply even in our current times. He urged his fellow citizens to view themselves as a unified nation, for unity, he believed, was the key to maintaining liberty and prosperity. In his post-presidential life, Washington returned to his beloved Mount Vernon. But his influence didn't wane. He continued to shape the young nation through his private letters and public statements. His words and actions, steeped in the principles of integrity and leadership, continue to echo through American history. And what of Washington's lasting impact? His face graces our currency, and our capital city bears his name. His contributions to the founding of the United States are recognized and celebrated. But the most enduring part of his legacy might be the ideals he embodied: a commitment to public service, a dedication to democratic principles, and an unwavering integrity. These qualities, which made him a beloved leader in his time, continue to inspire new generations. His life serves as a reminder that leadership is not just about power, but about setting an example of service and dedication to a cause greater than oneself. George Washington's legacy, rooted in integrity and leadership, continues to inspire us all. So, what have we learned about the first American president? Well, we've traveled through the life of George Washington, beginning with his humble birth and early life. We've seen how his experiences in the wilderness shaped his character and prepared him for the leadership roles he would later assume. We've examined his pivotal role as a revolutionary leader, guiding the American colonies through the tumultuous times of the American Revolution. We've explored his presidency, a period during which he set the standard for all future presidents, and examined his enduring legacy, which continues to influence American politics and society even today. His life wasn't always easy, but it was always marked by perseverance, courage, and an unwavering commitment to the ideals of freedom and democracy. As we reflect on the life and legacy of George Washington, we are reminded of the qualities that make a truly great leader. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life of the first American president.